Well, that was something. I mean, I don't hate that audio. It's just. How do I put this? Okay, so maybe it's a little more personal for me because, we're friends and I am a goth, so feel like that this would be in a perspective that would be between, like, say, you and I, for example. Okay, just hear me out, for example. If it was you and me in that situation, and let's just say that some guy or some girl, were to give you a number and it would be right in front of me, do you think I'd be jealous? Of course not. Yeah, I might poke fun of you a little bit. I may even just lean in and be all, "Oh, you devil," type. But, overall, I just look at that and just be like, "Hey, my friends managed to get a number." And especially if it's like, say, a hot blonde, for example, and they gesture a call me, you know. Okay, that sounds cringe, I will admit, but hey, there are some people who use cringe pickup lines in order to hook up with people. And I'm actually kind of surprised how often that actually works. The whole "did it hurt when you fell from heaven" kind of lines, or, if I could rearrange the alphabet, I would put you and I together. Yeah, and if you were a booger, I would pick you first. It's amazing how some of those pickup lines just, some of them work surprisingly. I'm just like, how? And why? But then again, if you were either, like, say, super rich or super hot, I guess it would probably work either way. But no, I wouldn't be jealous. I'd be like, hey, my buddy is actually getting something. Whether it be, a date or whatever. Hmm? It's just, I'm just thinking about something. Well, okay. The reason I don't also think this wouldn't work is because it's like your best friend confesses to you. I mean, not so much that it's a bit of a cliche, but seriously, I just look at this and I'm thinking, when I see that person drop that note and they get jealous, I'm thinking, how petty do you have to be in order to be like, oh, I'm not jealous? Like, okay, if there was a situation where, let's say, hypothetically speaking, I were jealous of you, I would at least say it up front. Yeah, like the time you went to Disney World. Yeah, that's... Boy, you can never forget that one. Okay, in my defense, I was 5, and it was like my biggest dream. Again, 5, so many years ago, it was just... Yeah, I was jealous, but I told you so, Because you just went up to me and you're like, oh, what are you, jealous? And I'm like, yeah, you're going to like the most magical place on the earth, and I'm just here. Although, looking back at it, I don't think I missed much. So, yeah, if I was jealous of you, of something like that, I would at least say it to you. I wouldn't just be like, oh, I'm not jealous because that's just not my style. It cuts a lot of tension, especially with friends like us. So you wouldn't be jealous if... Wait, what? So you're asking me I wouldn't be jealous if you actually have a date next Friday? No. No, I'm not jealous of that. Like, okay. That sounded a little contradictory, but okay. What are they like? Just go ahead, you can be honest with me. What are they like? Blonde, huh? Really hot, too. Okay. Blue eyes? Yeah, I kind of figured. They, how do I phrase this? Okay, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how hot would you say they are? A 9. So we're talking like Chris Hemsworth from the first Thor movie hot? Or are we talking more like, the original Top Gun with Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer kind of hot? Top Gun's original Tom Cruise. Okay. But blonde, you say? Huh. Nice. They loaded? It's okay. I could make the joke that, the reason Tom Cruise is hot to a lot of women is because of how much money he makes, but we could also make the argument that, in a normal situation, someone that's short would struggle with that. Yeah, I mean, not that someone wouldn't enjoy a short king or something like that, but, but at the same time, I gotta ask. Like, okay. So you would rate them like, say, a solid 9, right? Think swimsuit model. Okay. Like Babe Watch? Sports Illustrated. But for women, okay, that's fair. What's with that? Okay. I gotta ask, are you just pulling my leg? You are making a joke just to see how I'd react. Okay. Well, you do know that, like, Friday nights we usually just hang out and watch movies and such, right? Not saying I couldn't reschedule for Saturday, but Dad sometimes likes to have me do yard work on Saturdays and usually takes all day, but it's neither here nor there. Anyways, would I ever consider dating you? The thought has crossed my mind. I mean, it's not like I wouldn't say no, but okay. I will admit there was a point in time where I did have feelings for you. But after a while, I just kind of realized maybe it's better if we were just friends, if that makes any sense. But hear me out. If I confessed to you back then, we probably wouldn't have as many cool things as we would today. I mean, I wouldn't have a Baldur's Gate 3 partner in many of my campaigns. I would have to play Halo by myself, which, although is kind of fun, it's a lot more fun with friends. Just saying. Then there's the whole, you know, yes, there are the other games that we started playing together, you know. Borderlands 2. There's the Planet Crafter that I introduced you to. There's just like a lot of good games out there, and it's just okay. If I were to say that at one point I did have feelings for you, could we at least move on from this? Okay, thank you. So, yeah, I did have feelings for you back in, like, middle school. Well, I mean, what's not to like? You know, you're cool, you play video games, you can belch louder than most of the men I know, which is still kind of impressive, but okay. Okay, I know that kind of comes across as a little rude, but again, not that I just considered you one of the guys, but I just enjoyed the relationship that we have. Well, because you don't look at me the same way that other people do. You don't think of me just being goth as just like being a trend of being rebellious and whatnot. Not. You just see me. The vulnerable, somewhat shy guy that, in all honesty, I was lucky to have a friend like you. So yeah, I did develop feelings for you at one point, but the problem is, that was years ago. And it's not like I'm just gonna, just confess and ruin any possible friendship. You just kiss me. No, please don't. Don't apologize. There's several reasons why I don't want you to apologize, but I think the biggest one is I didn't hate it. Okay, I kind of liked it. Do I want another? When you say that, do you mean like huh. That one was a little more okay. You probably were a lot more aggressive with that one than you were with the first one. In fact, I don't even know. So does this mean that you liked me? Okay, for how long? That long, huh? Okay. Just let's not make it weird, okay? Because I kind of liked you too. You're okay with having a kind of in between friendship / romantic relationship? I guess I could see that work. Alright. So I guess that just makes me your boyfriend now?